Hello guys, this is CodeNCode and this is a video editor for the problem reverse integer taken from Leetcode. So the problem is, as the name of the problem suggests, you are given an integer. In this case we are given a 32-bit signed integer and we have to find the reverse of that integer. So if we take an example of the number 210, which is 210, the reverse of it would be 012, which is 12, because we have to discard all the prefix zeros. For the other example, you can take this 354, so reverse of it would be 453. So the approach of the problem is very simple. This is the input integer and we would take an integer result. This would be our final result. So the algorithm goes something like this. While n is not equal to 0, which means while n contains at least a single digit, then what we would do, we would multiply result with 10 so that there is we create an extra space for the next digit. Then we add last digit of n into result, and then we remove last digit from n by dividing it. So if I explain it through an example, so it would look something like this. Since n is not equal to 0, as you can see, n is this. So what we would do, we would create new place in results. How you do this? By simply multiplying result by 10. So result is equals to result into 10. So it would be 0. Now result is equals to result plus last digit of n. Last digit of n is 4, so result would become 4. And now n is equals to n by 10, which means removal of last digit from n. So after division by 10, n would become this number. Now again, since n is not 0, we would create extra space for the next digit by multiplying result with 10. So if you multiply result with 10, it would become 40, of course, and this 0 is the new place for the last digit. Now result is equals to last digit, result is equals to result plus last digit of n. Last digit of n is 6, so result plus 6, which is 46. So you can see, by multiplying with 10 we create a new place, and then with adding the last digit from n, the last digit is transferred from n to result, and finally n is equals to n by 10, which means a removal of last digit from n. Again create new space by multiplying result by 10, add the last digit by taking modulo, which is 2, and then remove last digit. Simply divide n by 10. Again multiply result by 10, take the last digit and divide n by 10. Now since n is not equal to 0 till now, we again would multiply result by 10, would add the last digit of n into result and simply divide n by 10. Now n would become 0, so this loop would stop, and this is your final result. So this is the problem from Leetcode. It simply says you are given an integer, 32-bit signed integer, and we have to reverse and print the result. These are 2 and 3 examples, and there is a special thing in here. If the result goes out of the bound of integer, 32-bit integer, then we have to return 0. So we also have to take care of the overflow condition of integer. So for 32-bit integer, 32-bit signed integer, this is the limit of an integer, of 32-bit signed integer. So if something goes out of this limit, then we would return 0, right? So let's create two variables, min, which is 2 into negative of 2 raised to the power 31. So it is basically negative of 2 raised to the power 31, and we know this is not how you calculate power, so I'm just writing it as it is. And max, let's just write it down. So int min, this limit, negative of 2 raised to power 31, is already defined in C and C++ by this, I think this is preprocessor directive, by int min. And the maximum, which is 2 raised to power 31 minus 1, is already defined in C and C++ as int max. And I'm sure that in other languages also we have a limit of integers defined, like in C and C++. So these are our limit, min and max. Now we take a result variable, initialize it with 0. I'm taking long int because the result may go out of bound of integer. So while n is not equals to 0, it is x. While x is not equals to 0, we do 3 things. First, multiply result with 10. Result is equals to result into 10, so just multiply equal to 10, and then we add the last digit of x into 10. So result plus equals x more 10, and finally x divide equals 10. So this is create new space for the next digit, add the next digit, remove the next last digit from x. And if the final result, that is res, if res goes out of bound, which means if this is greater than max or result is less than min, then let's initialize the result with 0, since we have to return 0. And finally return result. So most likely, oh yeah, we got an AC for test cases at least. So okay, everything was fine and we have got an AC. So this was how we solved this problem. Reverse integer, we simply took a result integer initialized with 0, and these are the 3 steps. So this was all for this lecture. I hope you have learned something from it, and till the next video drops, let's see you guys in the next video. Thank you.